Hey, what's happening everybody? This is Elite Kicks back with the weekly video. Boy, what a week we had last week. We had the Travis Scott's drop on Thursday, and of course the Elite Squad, my Discord, cooked up. We're definitely all looking forward to this week's release, the Orange Lobsters, which we're going to be talking about in today's video. So let's just talk a little bit about what we're going to be talking about today, guys. First and foremost, we're going to be talking about when is the Orange Lobsters dropping, and then we're going to talk about where, and then finally we're going to finish with how to increase your chances at copping. So when are the Orange Lobsters dropping? There are two very crucial dates to keep in mind. The first date is December 20th. That is this Tuesday. Now, why is that important? That is the day that all the skate shops across the United States will be dropping the Orange Lobsters. So I get asked this question a lot. How do you know which skate shops are in your area are going to be carrying this? There is a website, Nike SB, that has all the locations. I'll drop it down in the comment section below, in the description section below. You can go there, type in your zip code, and you can figure out which skate shops are the orange label skate shops, and those are the ones that will be getting the Orange Lobsters. Orange label, Orange Lobsters. Best way to think of it. So how do you know when they're going to be dropping it? Well, they'll have an Instagram, they'll have some social media, and that's how you'll know. You'll need to follow them on social media. That's how you'll know when it's going to be dropping. Now, I get asked this question a lot. It's like, well, a lot of these skate shops backdoor, and that is 100% true. They backdoor a lot of their pairs, so what's left is probably going to be at a most one size run. So your chances of a local skate shop are limited unless you know somebody in the skate shop that is willing to backdoor you a pair or quote unquote pick your name from the random raffle. But this video isn't about the skate shops, guys. It's about the SNKRS app. You know how much I love talking about the SNKRS app. You know how much I love giving you guys that critical information to increase your chances. The SNKRS app is going to be dropping on December 22nd. Now, why is this so important? First and foremost, the SNKRS app gets the most stock. Okay, how do we know this? If you'll notice in the past year or so, Travis Scott releases every release that's been coming. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. The Jordan 1 Chicago's have this high of a number. The reason that there's so many more stock on Nike is because Nike is pulling back from their retailers, from Foot Locker, from Finish Line. They're trying to sell the shoes themselves. The Travis Scotts, yes, a lot of Travis Scotts were made, but Nike kept most of their pairs. They didn't give too many to the flagship Foot Locker out in LA, the tier 0 stores, but they kept most of the pairs for themselves. So what does that mean for you? That means that SNKRS will have the most stock. Now, does that mean we'll see a stock of 100K, 150K? Probably not. It'll probably most likely be in line with whatever the eBay stock was, which I think was around 70 or 80 or something along those lines. Maybe a little bit less, just because Orange Lobsters, a very popular shoe. I don't see it. We're probably not going to see over 100K. Maybe not. I think what we'll probably see is closer to 50K. If we get more than 50K, I will be shocked. So let's jump to the critical question, the main reason why most of you are here. How to increase your chances on copying the Orange Lobsters on SNKRS. The first thing I want to talk a little bit about is bots. So let's talk about bots. Bots have been destroying the SNKRS app. Despite the information that Nike puts out, they know how to get around their algorithm. I guess the best way to put it is they understand what their bot protection is, and they've worked around it. Nike makes small adjustments here and there, but for the matter point here, bots have just destroyed the app. It's making it so much harder for manual users to cop, and it's not just a small number of bots that are eating on the app. It is a large number of bots, and the problem is that when you have a 10-minute draw, somebody who works behind the scenes running these bots is able to figure out what they're doing within a small finite period of time. These bot developers, these bot owners, the folks who sell these bots, they're very intelligent people. They understand how the algorithm works, and they go around it very easily. Nike needs to hire better engineers. I don't know what the solution is here. What we're going to definitely see is in 2023, there will be a new algorithm. I'll definitely have a video out explaining that as well. We'll see a new algorithm. At the same time, It'll just be a few months before bots can adjust and Nike will tweak their algorithm, and by the end of the year we'll be back in the same position we are now. So what does that mean? Most of the folks that listen to this channel are manual users like myself, and in order for manual users to cop, there's a handful of things you have to keep in mind. You have to understand that as a manual user, if you mimic any form of bot activity, you get filtered out. And it's designed to really go after the bots, but unfortunately what's actually happening is that it's not going after the bots, it's going after manual users. So what does that mean? How are you mimicking bot activity? And this is the information that I put out a few weeks ago, is that, you know, why you're taking so many L's is that you're actually mimicking bot activity. So when there is a draw, a 10-minute draw, you have to be very careful. You can't enter too quickly. You can't do these basic activities. You can't have a profile that's not filtered out. When you do stuff like that, you will get filtered out. When you do it right as soon as the draw opens, you enter, you're gonna get filtered out. That's just how it works. So take your time, enter. Go for a consistent size. Don't randomly switch up for size. Now, I know what people will say, hey, look at the stock numbers, go for the size with the most stock. If you do that and you randomly go for random sizes, you're definitely going to hit less. Now, the counterpoint to this is that bots put in thousands and thousands and thousands of entries. And yeah, out of that, a few of them are going to hit, and there's nothing you can really do about that. But you as a manual user that does not operate a bot, that does not use a bot, these are the best tips to getting past sort of the first layer of defense, which is showing the Nike algorithm that you're not a bot. The second aspect to it is, okay, you've shown through the algorithm that you're not a bot. So what happens next? Usually, if you have a history of, you know, getting Jordan 1s, getting dunks, getting SB dunks, you're probably going to cop the shoe. That's the fact of it. If you have a generated history where you have copped SB dunks, where you have copped Nike dunks, and you have copped Jordans, you're going to cop the shoe. So what does that mean for this release? It means that if you actually copped SB dunks in the past, if you copped, for example, the eBay dunks, your chances of getting this particular orange lobster are high. The way the algorithm works is it's kind of like a reward system. In a sense, the idea is to reward people who buy Jordans, who buy dunks, who buy SB dunks. The problem again is that if you never hit, how do you actually develop a history? Well, the point to that is that this week there's going to be exclusive access for those folks who never hit, and now it's a chance to develop that history. But anyways, back to the point at hand. If you have a generated history of getting SB dunks, of getting dunks, you're likely to actually get this particular shoe. So keep that in mind as you enter for it. So the main thing is try not to mimic bot activity. I've kind of talked a little bit about that. I talked about it a lot in one of my prior episodes, episode 2 of why you keep taking L's on sneakers. And the other thing is, if you have a generated history of getting SB dunks, you're probably likely to do well on this orange lobster release. And obviously, the third and most important thing is you have to have multiple accounts. If you're running one account, if you're running 2 accounts, you're not likely to cop, unfortunately. With that, guys, that is the video for today. We're not going to talk about resale because the resale is obvious. It's high. Simple as that. If you want to hold on to the sneaker, it's going to be a solid hold going into 2023. And obviously, tax season, it will go up. People will want to use their refunds to spend on this shoe. Next week's video, guys, we're going to be talking about the Jordan 2 Chicago. And what that means is the Flex app, Finish Line, sneakers. We're going to be talking about all those things. This is Elite Kicks signing off. Take care, everybody.